Hey guys, Miskatonic here. Welcome back to the Elysian Empire here in Europa Universalis 4. We're playing the third Odyssey mod, and I unpaused the game for 5 months. I reloaded the autosave from 1514, and I was going to go like halfway through the year, so I wasn't sure exactly when the game crashed. But we received a Regency Council. Our king, our emperor, died, and our heir is age 3. So we're in for a 12-year regency. Fun. This does mean that our coalition will die down, so there is that benefit to this. As you can see, we are earning almost 17 ducats from trade, which is just absolutely crazy good. Let me see. Elysia is an end node as well, which is awesome. I think that's really cool that they changed the trade nodes, actually. So it's being fed by one of the nodes in the New World, excuse me. And I'm assuming it's going to be Sevilla, just judging on the direction of the arrows. Although it could be something else. So we finished 2 at the same time. I can't conquer anyone for a while. Let's see. Alright, where do I go now? Can I go to the Caribbean yet? Not quite. I could probably go here. No? We go to the Bahamas. Send one of them there. We could go to mobile now. I think I'll go to mobile. We'll start working on the southern coast. Actually, you probably could grab this too. No, way too far. And I was informed that the meantime event that I was waiting for, one of the triggers is that the year needs to be 1520. So I was jumping the gun a bit. I thought there was some other trigger that I was missing, but it was just time, as it turns out. And this one named into Bacames. I don't know. I'm not really good with Greek pronunciations. I am like, I know the word for yes is ne, so I assume that e's are pronounced with an a sound, but maybe not all of them are. When you think of Crete, you know, you say Crete, but that might be just an English pronunciation of that word. It could be Crete, maybe Crete. I have been to Greece before. When I was 16, I took a trip to Greece with my grandfather and went all around the country. It was one of the most fascinating places I've ever been to. Just the environment and the weather and the people. Like, every woman there was just absolutely gorgeous. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It could have been because I was 16, and you know, my perception might have been biased, but let's see. Yeah, I'll definitely trade autonomy for that. But I've had that in my mind ever since, and I really want to go back now. Here we go, Tonkawa has left the coalition. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. But yeah, I went to Crete. I went to Heraklion. Saw the ruins at Knossos. And went to Olympia. Saw the temple of, I think the remains of the temple of Zeus. I don't think I've ever seen so many ruins in my life, to be honest. And they're all so amazing too. Like the in Athens, the fucking on the top of the hill there. Drawing a blank now. Might have been because I drank a little bit. Rides at the Hippodrome. The latest races at the Hippodrome, this event is bad, I've had this before, have led to outrage amongst the supporters, many of whom have resorted to violence to resolve the dispute. Rampaging supporters have already killed some city guards trying to keep the peace. We could try to isolate the hooligans in one part of the city and let them take out each other before mopping up with the city guard, but that would result in a lot of casualties, innocents included, and a good deal of damage to the suburbs. On the other hand, intervening would mean we'd have to deal with both groups of supporters. Alright, so that is a lot of rebels. And that, I mean a lot. It's all in the capital, though. So I think I could take them. I mean, it's for sure going to spawn in the capital. And we did get the highest possible amount, but looks like we're fine. So I don't need to tech up, because the trigger has nothing to do with technology. All it has to do with is time. Dynatoi are unhappy. Yeah, that'll work. No, not the Parthenon. Fuck, what is it? Oh, it's gonna drive me insane. Not the Agrippa. Oh my god. It's really gonna bother me. Agora is the word for marketplace. Oh man. But anyway, right in the center of Athens, there's a raised hill with ruins on top. Very famous. I should know the word immediately, but it's not coming to me. And it's just beautiful. Everything about Greece was awesome. Everything I saw. Rhodes. I saw the old Templar fortress there, and that was really fun too. It's different kind of architecture, but just made you feel like you're in the Middle Ages. Made me feel that way. I never had so many Greek salads in my life. And they're different too, like at least compared to Greek salads in America that I've had. They don't even compare. I think it's the use of olive oil. They use either a different type or quantity, and it just tastes so good. Fresh tomatoes and olives, feta cheese. Can I go here yet? Not quite. Fortunately, the native tribe took the center, or the estuary here. As far as going north, I don't see a reason. This is already taken. This one's taken. What is that? Okay, I'm coming into system. I could try to grab this just to seal off the coast a little bit. I could try to block them here, but I think I'd rather just declare war on them eventually. Do it that way, since I have enough to colonize already. I guess I come down. Maybe I'll just seal this part off first, and then work on Florida a little bit. And the monasteries there in Greece are just incredible. They really left an impression on me as a child. The art, the icons, and the iconography is just beautiful. And like the monks, they don't talk to you. and I was I was a 16-year-old like punk, so I would always like try to talk to them or like make eye contact with them, which they would hate. And looking back, I was a real dick, but I didn't know any better. Well, I probably did, but I didn't care. But I really liked the monasteries a lot, and they're all like nestled in like these hills and these mountains. At least the ones that I saw on the drive. We drove through the mainland Greece as well, and the Orthodox temples are just incredible. Vassalize Calusa. Vassalize. I think I'd rather just eat them. They are colonizing, though. This guy, Cahokia, is colonizing. Doesn't have any ideas. There must be some decision. Or it might be the native... The natives might get some kind of innate bonus that they can unlock. God damn, it's not the Parthenon, is it? It's not the Parthenon. Right? Fuck. Is it the Parthenon? Parthenon in Athens? I don't know. I went to the Agora too. The Athens Agora. It was kind of, I don't remember it very well, but I remember being there. But yeah, Greece and Turkey are the only places I've been to in Europe before. And they're actually the first place I'd go if I was to go on vacation in Europe. I'd go to Greece again, without a question. The settlers of Az develop a military culture. Military culture is strong in the lands of Az. You can hardly walk to the market in Az without running into a blacksmith or an armory or a bowmaker. Interesting. Gain 2 manpower. Development. Although I would love to go to Romania as well. Romania and Ukraine. Maybe Poland. Anywhere in Eastern Europe, I really like to just go all over there. Alright, let's get these claims back. I'm just waiting for... Here we go. This is the event. Okay. Cultural fragmentation becomes noticeable. Just like our culture changed away from our ancestral Greek, our people have spread far and wide, and slight differences in behavior and language have become noticeable. Our capital and surroundings have stayed as true as possible to the old ways, mostly because of the formal usage at court and among the many nobles in the area, and thus the local tongue is known as High Elysian. Closest to this are the coastal provinces, in heavy contact with the capital through constant trade and transport. They are referred to as Elysians with a she, Elysians, and these are Elysians, High Elysian and Elysians. They're alright. So the coastal province culture has become Elysian because of the rough pronunciation of the S that probably became popular among sailors to be better understood at sea, where the waves and the wind make conversation on deck difficult. So instead of saying Elysian, it's easier to say Elysia while you're at sea. I'd probably have to hear an example to understand that. Why would that be harder to understand? I guess like the wave sound would make the s like harder. I don't know. I guess I can see it. The inland has become known as home of the Illyric, those closest to the natives and with the highest adoption of their language. The natives that have been integrated in our country itself have also undergone change under our leadership. They cannot be seen as speaking Illyric, but Elysameric, a language that is still closely related to their native tongue, whilst being roughly understandable by Elysians everywhere. We have become a fair lot. Country changes to Elysian Empire. This is the event. The type of government changes to senatorial empire. So we lose our Elysian kingdom, I think. Elysian Empire. So the stability cost goes away. Senatorial Empire. Yeah, stability cost goes down, actually. Legitimacy increase stays the same. Autonomy change, I think, is the same. Everything else is basically the same. Elysian culture gives no penalties. So that is High Elysian. High Elysian becomes the new primary culture. So there is no Elysian culture. It's a group now. And the Heartlands all gain a seat in the Senate automatically. Alright, oh, pause. So this is the Elysian Empire, like the legitimate Elysian Empire. What we were before was just like a precursor establishment kind of nation. And we have the Byzantine purple. It's a little bit deeper, a little richer. Looks nice, actually, the tint. And we now accept High Elysian and Elysia. Let's take a look at the culture group, actually. Alright, so Barbaroi is now an official culture. It's not just a type of... It's not just a name for tribes, it's actually a culture. This is what they meant when they talked about the native tribes integrating. And they're Barbaroi. An actual group, and they're accepted. And I think there's events to actually integrate the tribe's culture into a Barbaroi. They start becoming Barbaroi. So we have Illyric, which is like the Hicks, basically. It's the Hick Elysian. We have High Elysian, which is like the city folk, roughly, is a way to think of it. It's, yeah, I think it's the best way to think of it, even though it's, you know, kind of a... And then we have the Elysia, which is the coastal Elysians, basically. And eventually, what is this? Elysia. New cultures will emerge depending on their geographical location. And I don't know all of them. I know the islands have their own, so there's going to be a new type of Elysian that will emerge in the Caribbean as well. And so as soon as this colony finishes, we might see it. Let me core this. And the cool thing about the High Elysian, the way that the event described it is that it forms around the Senate. So any province that you give a Senate seat to will become High Elysian just automatically. Which is something I really like. Just this whole fragmentation of cultures I think is really cool. And the way that they explain it. Again, it goes into why detail is important in mods, I think. Alright, so we need more seats. The thing with Senate seats is that you cannot give them to provinces with estates. So I will give them to provinces with aqueducts in them and paths in them. The ones that don't have estates in them. Eventually I might want to just revoke them completely. Looks like we might have enough already. But I'll just give a few more. Okay. And let's see. The Barbaroi spread, yeah, they're sort of spreading down here. We have the Elysia already over here. And we should, well, we have this one. Found the Varangian Order. As more and more natives and Norsemen arrive at our nation seeking its wealth and safety, the more does the Emperor, Regency Council, realize how small and unprotected Elysia truly is. To remedy this, a plan was formed to establish the Varangian Order, composed mostly of converted Norsemen and natives in the northern cape between Elysia and the Norse colonies. So we need to control, I think, Massachusetts, yeah. And all it does is release a vassal in the one province that becomes a march. And it's not really... I'm not going to do it because it's not really useful, but it's definitely interesting and flavorful. So we've seen that. Here's the native privileges decision that I want to do. We do need to be modernized to do it. And also, like I mentioned, we need influence below 50. A state no longer requires any province, and native cultures integrate faster. So it's definitely worthwhile to do it. Because the fact that they need land is really, really annoying. And also, what's better about them now is that when you do give them land, they will change the culture to Barbaroi instead, which is accepted. Whereas before they would change it to just some random tribe like Cherokee, and that's not accepted. So now it's a little bit better because it will just make the culture accepted that you give it to. But in terms of roleplay and in terms of not having to give land to an estate, I didn't see that event. Hopefully that's okay. After much deliberation, the Elysian Senate has agreed to accept the province of Elysius. Did I give that to you? I must have. Giving it the same rights. Okay, so these are the events that change the culture to High Elysian. Because it has a Senate seat. Same with this one I remember giving to, I think. We need to start a debate, and this is where if we launch the exploration program, was it that one that I was thinking of? Oops, that's not the one I was thinking of. The one I was thinking of is it's a different event, and it will get rid of the emigration modifier, but I didn't see it in the list. So I'm just going to do... It's a lot of diplo points, actually. Basically anything that's not like Patriarch Authority. Autonomy's fine. Alright, that should be fine. So that exploration program, I'm not sure what will happen, but what's not going to happen is that modifier going away, which is the one thing I was interested in. The Guardian Statues of Seagate. With solid control over the sea passage to our capital, there are many who believe we should cement this dominance and make a lasting testament of our glory that can be seen by every ship that passes through Seagate. Several plans have already been made up for giant stone statues of guardians doubling as lighthouse to be built at the sides of the bay. The glorious nation of Elysia deserves a glorious entryway. Build these statues for the glory of Elysia, or we can't afford it. So 300 ducats gives 25 prestige. For the rest of the game, Ivos gets trade efficiency, morale of navies, and yearly prestige. So it's definitely worth it. And this is kind of like what I was mentioning before. It's almost like an amalgamation of the Colossus of Rhodes with the library of, or the lighthouse of Alexandria. All right, first colony in the Caribbean is finished, and I think I can go here now. Not quite. Once the core is finished. I guess I should probably use the colonist in the meantime, though. Apparently I have 2 colonists available. Alright, this became Krekidnai, and Elise. See how old our heir is now. He's only 9, so we still have 6 years, I think. Yeah, as soon as this cores, I think that culture will change. Although it might need a few more provinces to make that shift. But yeah, I love this color, man. It's like the perfect shade of purple for Byzantium. Or the successor to... Alright, I think I might call the episode here. We have formed our new empire, our complete nation. Our culture is split. We now have High Elysian as our primary, and Elysia as our coastal brethren, and Barbaroi as the natives who have integrated, as well as Illyric, who are our bumpkins, like I guess you could call them bumpkins. Although we don't have any Illyric currently. There just aren't any at all anywhere. No, there's one. We have one Illyric province. Right here. That's it. That's our bumpkins. And soon we'll have a fourth. Where are you? You're Elysia as well. Okay. So the same event must fire for them as well, which is kind of interesting. I wonder, actually, if... Oh, but what? Pipilton. Primary culture in Spartania. Spartania? That's new. What happened to you? Spartan Kingdom. Why is it not Spartacon anymore? I don't know. I haven't played with Spartacon at all, so they might have different events. Pipilton is the primary culture. So did they have a similar type thing? Did they integrate with the natives here? Pipilton. So I don't think Pipilton was like a culture originally. Tlakatin? Maybe. Mace Walton. Makes me think of Macedonian, but maybe I don't know. I'll have to play with Spartacon and see what the events are like for them. See what's happening here. But yeah, I think when we come back, we will hopefully have our leader come of age, and we can start conquering the rest of the new world. So next time when we come back, we will continue to prosper. This has been Miskatonic. Thanks for watching.